Hello, everyone. This is Little Falcon. Thank you so much for joining me. You have reached my Friday free reading session. As you could see, this is coming to you live. And if you have made it here now, you can get a free reading. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to, first of all, let you guys know I'm setting the stage. I'm lighting sage, which for me, it sets the stage, purifies, and gets us in what I consider a fairly safe space to do our readings. So once again, this is Little Falcon. Thank you guys for joining me. Okay, so first I want to thank everyone for their patience tonight. We're going to do this as quick as possible. So while you're waiting, please, first of all, let me know that you're here. Oh God, you guys, technical difficulties. Let me know that you're please. That's great. You cannot make this stuff up. By the way, and I don't want to get too deep into this, I'm going to be showing you guys some haunted clips from my house. We have constant electrical difficulties here. You have no idea. I'm starting a new series. Hi, LaMonica. Hi, Jill. By the way, Jill, you were up first, so get ready. I'm ready for you, just about. And by the way, you guys, if I don't get to you tonight, I do this every other Friday. And if you want to make a request, make sure you let me know you want a reading, because people have already, I got a line of 3 people who are ready to go. So here we go. Barring any more technical difficulties, and fingers crossed. So hi there, Jill Johnson. I'd like you to let me know what your question is, and we will begin. I'm using my Trippin' Tarot Weight deck tonight, guys. This is the typical tarot deck turned upside down. It is cool. It is very colorful, and I love it. So here we go. Once again, guys, while Jill's getting her reading, just let her and I dialogue so we can move through this quickly, okay? All right, Jill, let us know your question. I'm going to start the shuffle. So, Jill, what I need from you is, do you only one, or can it be 2 parts? We're trying to keep it pretty basic. So if you can just ask me like one general question about your topic, that'd be helpful, and I'll do the best I can. So go ahead, Jill. So what I want everybody to do is be ready with a pretty basic question for me. So this can just get this out right here, right now. I don't do revenge. I don't do negative topics. And we don't talk about anything that is otherworldly unless we're asked by the universe. And it's opened up to us a very safe, positive way. All right, Jill. So if you're ready, I'm just about ready here for your question. Whenever you get it there. While she's writing that, I want to say hi to Jen. I did see your request. If something does come to me, I'll read for you. Aaron, I see you there with your question, as well as I see Lucy. So guys, hold on. And I have the order as, first of all, Jill. So far, I see Aaron, and then we would do Lucy. Okay. Jill's question, just to let you guys know, is romantic in nature. And she wants to know if her and Jeff are going to get back together in a romantic relationship. Humbly asking the universe to focus in tonight for Jill. One more good shuffle. Now, these are abbreviated versions of what we get in a private session. I try to keep it not too super personal, but this is pretty easy, guys. Okay. I believe that the 2 of you will eventually get back together, but you have quite a few obstacles here, and I'll be specific about what I see. First of all, there's been a miscommunication, a problem here in the past that has kept you guys apart. You're still waiting on the positive communication, which I believe is coming, as we see here. So when we turn this card upside down, and that's the position it's in, this 5 of Cups inverted shows that we have decided, meaning Jeff, to come back, because there are still some cups of love, if you notice, and this is so weird with this camera this way, right here. What really is compelling to me is the highest card in my deck, the World. And that lets me know that you guys will have a chance. But I really want to talk to you just briefly, and then we'll move on, about this card, which is about choices. He has some issues with making these choices for his life, to be open to see you. I'll be more specific to say that it really indicates more or less another person in the situation, female in nature. Since we're not doing a full, complete reading, I will tell you this. He's felt very indebted to this person, which is why he's around this individual, okay? And I want you to put this in perspective. So for you to have a relationship, my suggestion is to let this come to pass in a time which is, frankly, not always what we want. It can take time, okay? So for Jill, that's a pretty straightforward yes. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to move on to Aaron. So Aaron, I did see your question. I'm going to reshuffle. Now, Aaron is asking me a very personal question, and we're going to treat it with the most dignity possible, okay? And Aaron, if you want to pop down and repeat that name, but I'm already focusing for you. We're asking the universe to humbly open up and let us know. And this is a paternity question, guys. So this particular question, guys, right away I'm pulling some cards that talk about all these people in your situation, Aaron. So I think that that has a little bit to do with why you're asking me that, and I'm not going to try to call out her, anybody, but it seems as if there is a question here, whether it would be one person's or another. And I'm going to be as blunt as I can. I think it is would be yours, if that's who we're talking about here. And I'm going to scroll up because Aaron was real specific. So it's Christopher. And I believe the answer is yes. It's just that I will be clear with you. The mother of the child is around a lot of different people, and that may or may not be a really good element for your child. And so if we were guys on a deeper reading, we will get into the dynamics, but I will say that my belief is the answer is yes, even though it doesn't seem like maybe that's the case because of all those individuals and all of the circumstances. I'm not judging anybody, by the way, guys, super non-judgmental here. So Aaron, I hope I answered your question without calling out anybody or getting too incredibly deep. So far, we've given 2 free readings. Jill, I hope that I helped you out there. We can always go deeper into that with the redirect at some point. And now I want to scroll back up. We had some people also interested. I do see Lucy. Lucy, you have asked several questions like on my post. So I see it looks like you've picked a new one, or I mean a specific one, pardon me. So Lucy, if you are with us, this is your chance. Come on over and make a comment, and I'm going to start to shuffle for you. Once again, I want to thank everyone for their patience with the process. We're going to do as many as we can with the time allotted. All right. One more good shuffle. And okay. All right. Will you end up with love in the future? And because Lucy has you guys been around, and I'm not sure if she's here right now, I'm going to make sure we cover this for her. So that love question, I know, is a big thing for everybody. I feel you. And I understand too, searching. So we want to make a point right away, because the first thing that came to my mind is, I know you're asking me the general question, Lucy, and maybe you're not overly searching, which is important here because you're in the process of redefining who's around you in your life. You're going to find love, but not until you continue to move forward with this process. And I'll be extremely specific. There's a couple of females in your life, and there's a job situation that needs to change, and you're having all of these things come together at one time. This will make you stronger, and I know that sounds cliche, but it puts you in the position you need to meet someone. So I'm going to give you a time frame of probably 2 to 3 years for that to come completely in fruition. Now, people groan, they're like, oh, 2 to 3 years. I'm going into this just deeply to give everybody a sense of what I mean, which is, patience. And that doesn't mean that it wouldn't happen, say, in a year or two, but it's giving you the idea you're in a cycle and patience is important, and it's all about who you're around. So I'm going to pause there. Thank you, Lucy, for all your patience and waiting. And we're going to move on to the next reading. And you are very welcome, Erin. Thank you for showing up tonight. I appreciate you. We're going to shuffle these couple questions out. And I'm going to scroll up just for a minute. All right. I do see Jen is there asking if there's any messages for her. I actually want to take a moment and address you, Jen, if you're still here. And I see a couple of other people really quick. Next would be after you, LaMonica. And then I do see Lanita, if I'm saying your name right, excuse me. All right, Jen. I'm going to just pull a quick card, just one for you, okay? Humbly asking the universe to open up and give us message for Jen. Okay, now this card here it can be rather dramatic, so I want to dial it down a moment. The moon, it is reversed, and straight up, this card is complete and total chaos. Hi, Jen. Great to see you're here. So I would have to say, looking at you, you're on the other side of things. So when I see this card pulled for someone, I've got to think that things have been a little out of sorts or chaotic, or you've had to do a lot of reorganizing in your life, for example. Not to be dramatic, because I know that these get like, really, the moon, it talks chaos, destruction. No, but in your particular case, I feel that you have a gentle way about you, and this moon card reflects the idea, and I didn't mean to get so close, reflects the idea that you are consciously aware of how you affect other individuals. The moon card is also a very psychic card. So you may be coming into some psychic energy soon, which is very helpful. Now people are like, what does that mean? Psychic energy. It's just messages. It's just the understanding and sometimes the straight out knowledge of things that you shouldn't know, and it can be helpful. But the overall message here for you is, I believe, it's kind of like the calm after the storm. Sometimes it's getting the fruits of your labor because you've worked hard. So that would be partly your message. So good times are coming. A calm is coming. That would be the vibe for you, Jen. So thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I'm going to move on, though, because I'm trying to do as many as I can. The next one here would be LaMonica. So I do see your question. Would you and Dentrell be back together? Okay, let's take a look. Clearing out all the old energy from the last reading. Humbly asking the universe to open up. Will they be back together? Okay, let's take a look here. First card I pulled is the pregnant woman card, the Empress, and that's a little bit of a thought that we're going to set aside for just a second. I'm digging a little deeper because already I'm a little intrigued with what I'm beginning to see here. Let's just open this up. So I think that your guy has probably been dealing with another woman at some point because it shows the sexual card. And I'm trying to be as discreet as I can to say that you yourself are probably dealing with him being either unfaithful or you guys are separated, like as we know, and he's with somebody else. But the root of this feels like unfaithfulness. I'm gonna step back and say I don't want to say that, say a woman, she, is pregnant, that he's with, but normally when I feel these gun instincts, I'm stepping back going, okay, somebody could be pregnant. There's way more complications than we would like to see here. So I'm going to say that the only way the two of you, according to this spread, because I pulled a full one for you, could get back together is if there was real, true honesty and the two of you could work through the issues of his, I guess I'll just say it again, the fact he won't tell you what he's doing. And I'm not trying to be real personal, so I'll just stop there because I really feel it, the ball going with this one. I feel for you. So I'm going to tell you that this guy will be back in your life and you guys would have an opportunity. It's just the trust factor. So sometimes you have to really put them through the vetting process. And if it's not possible for truth and honesty, then you have to cut them loose. So I will just leave it there. So people basically understand that when I get going doing my reading, so for those of you guys who don't know me, I get going. And sometimes when there's a message, it just kind of has to come out. So I appreciate everybody. Okay. So I'm going to do, okay, let's see here. We did LaMonica. Okay, I see a couple people in front of me. Lucretia. Is my daughter's father being honest with me? Okay. All right. I would like you to focus for a minute, Lucretia, if you would, please, with me. And we want to think about this together. We're focusing on also another individual. My daughter's father being honest with me. Okay, one more good shuffle. We're asking the universe to help us. So what I'm going to do for you here, because an honesty spread is normally the sum of someone's character, I'm going to have to pull a whole spread here. Okay, so there's a couple things I would say straight out. The money issue is where I feel a non-truth is going on. And I would say to you this, that he's been not telling you everything about it. And so my feeling is he probably is someone who can either use his language to kind of like smooth things over, be like, oh, it's this, it's that, very manipulative. And I'm not saying he's a bad person, but I have to say, honestly, at this point, he seems to be and have been using your, I would say, continual attempts to be respectful with him and be the great person you are. He like takes that for granted and he uses that. So according to what I'm seeing here, that's the thing he lies to you about, is about money. Now, sometimes these people, as I said, like everyone, we have all these layers. There's redeeming qualities. So I don't really want, this is not a judgment about the fact that he's not telling you the truth, but ironically, he isn't really. And when you find out all the things at times, I think he probably makes you go, really? That is just too much. So I'm going to have to tell you straight out, my feeling, Lucretia, is that, yeah, he's probably lying about money. And, oh, now, see, I look down here and I would say to you, Lucretia, also, as I feel this out, you want to make sure you are safeguarding things for yourself. So the vibe was, it doesn't matter really what he says or does. You have to take care of you and yourself and to just safeguard that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not saying he's the worst guy in the world, but if you also have a suspicion he's lying about other things, I would say it's probably a 50-50 blend. He's not lying about everything, but this money thing is what comes out real straightforward. So thank you for your question. I am going to look down here, guys, for comments. So I'm going to scroll down here for just a second and tie up any loose ends we have. You're very welcome, Jen. Thank you for your patience. And LaMonica. Okay. So that pregnancy energy, I would definitely, and when I pull that for someone as the first card, I would also be looking at myself, frankly, and it always kind of upsets me, but I felt that this directly had something to do with that situation. So if you would like to contact me privately, we could reopen it up again. I'm sorry I saw your comment now instead of then when I had that open. So let's scroll up here a bit. Okay, so I think I've actually covered quite a few people. Now, Lanita, if you're still here, let me know. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody so far. Let's scroll up to the very top again. Okay. Lenita, if you're still here, or if there's anybody else here who would like a reading, now is the time. Our session is beginning to wind down. We've actually gone a decent amount of time for us. Got quite a few for this short period of time. I'm looking at the clock. That's amazing. So I would say to you guys, if you want a reading now, otherwise, if you guys are catching this later, you absolutely need to be around over the next couple of weeks. I'll be pushing these events pretty hard. You need to subscribe to my YouTube channel too, because I'm going to throw all of these on YouTube. Right now, we're also on YouTube. So hi, YouTube. Hi, Facebook. And I'm also the host of a brand new series called Supernatural Visions with Little Falcon. And that is where I go to some really cool haunted places. This season, we're doing a lot of Illinois, Chicago locations. I mean, we have a ton to choose from. So you can go also over to YouTube, and this is where this is streaming from, Supernatural Visions with Little Falcon. And I will have a lot of exclusive content. It has been so fun to do. I wanted to thank everyone again so far for showing. And hey, Lenita, okay, let's take a look at your reading. Once again, thank you guys for joining me. We're going to open up this again. On your ex-boyfriend, current relationship, is there anything you should be aware of because in the present life or future? Okay, there's a lot of questions right there. If you would go ahead and be a bit more specific, if there's the biggest thing that's on your mind, the real burning question, okay, if you would, I'd appreciate that. We will shuffle out the last reading. Thank you again for waiting, everybody. While we're waiting, I just, wanted to also mention that I just had a Halloween event, and a lot of people were very busy and could not attend. So that's also over there on YouTube. You guys can catch the whole thing in its entirety. It has been a lot of fun, a really awesome journey. And now let's see here. All right. Your ex-boyfriend is your biggest problem. Okay. Why don't we open that up? And if you have another comment to make, I'm taking a look while we're setting this up. Go right ahead. We're going to take a look at her ex-boyfriend. And I appreciate everyone with their bravery today to do this live in front of everybody. You guys are awesome. So your boyfriend, his biggest obstacle is the moon card. And if you guys remember, we were just talking about this in the reverse position. In short, this guy has a tendency to live on chaos. So we're going to set that aside now that we've established that he kind of likes things a little shook up. And that could be simply because of his past life patterns. And I don't mean like actual past life. I mean like in this life, that of course is a whole other subject, past lives. Totally believe in it, not going there now. Now let's take a look at this. Now, okay, the problem with him is it seems like he's always coming back. Okay, the first answer card I pulled is this card. So, straight up, he's just like often he's like, oh, I'm contrary. This is bugging me. You did this, and there's an emotional something, and then he will come back again because he seems to be wanting to pull you with, pull you with him in his little things that he's doing because it's almost as if even though I have to say you have had quite an energy together sexually and personally, and it's been rather explosive, it can be dangerous. And even though there's other women around, well, look at that. So I have to tell you, the good news might be for you is that there is another woman. It's just that he has a tendency to rush in and to lie and to cause problems, and you have to work on energetically blocking him. Now, some people have children with someone, which I understand that's a problem, but a lot of us do cord cutting ceremonies to get rid of people's energy. And if you want to stay friends with him, then you have to work on boundaries because this person is just, ooh, like nobody's business all over the place. And he does tend to try to make you, he tugs on your heartstrings somehow. He says something. I don't know how he gets to you, but then he also makes you have to deal like, I don't know, with him like a child, like you have to be super patient. I feel that you also have been working on this, and this is you being the most strongest woman you could be. And I would say to you, continue on with that vein because it seems to be your best bet because he needs to be rebuffed, which means to keep stopping him from his efforts frequently all the time. And this other thing would be me to tell you that legal troubles follow him or will. And I feel that he has this imbalance about his life that continues to repeat the cycle. Best thing you could do is kind of like disappear, you know. And if you can't completely disappear, you have to make an effort to draw that boundary. So for me, I just, if I don't, of course, have a child with them, like we pointed out, big things, I cut them off. So thank you so much, everyone who has joined me today. You guys have been awesome and patient. I know that the process is a bit, but I appreciate everyone. You guys are going to find me here every other week live at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be doing frequent reveals of new episodes. I'm going to do other things too. We're going to have some contests and viewer participation. So once again, thank you guys so much. Make sure you follow me on YouTube at Supernatural Visions, and you also on Facebook, follow me, Little Falcon Tarot Readings. I'm also on Instagram as Little Falcon, by the way. So for my Instagram friends, you're going to see a little clip of this. Make sure you head to YouTube. So once again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate everyone and their patience. I hope to see you guys later. And please take care.